Hello everybody, welcome to the Chessbait Drivecast, the one-stop shop for kind of controversial topics and kind of controversial opinions. So, today's topic is going to be very simple. It's going to be a movie review. You guys already seen the title and, seen the thumbnail. You guys can already tell it's about Don't Look Up. And why did I pick Don't Look Up? Well, first of all, I go to a very specific university, which Don't Look Up seems to, mention all the time, like excessively all the time. But ignoring that, I don't know, man. I just thought it was a really interesting movie talking about the politics of me needing to sneeze. But more importantly, the politics of what would happen if the world was to actually end in a couple of months. Look, man, I try to enjoy the movie. I watched it with a couple of my buddies at a club that we're at, a school club, not a nightclub, very different type of club. Not a golf club. I should stop saying that joke, but we were at a school club watching the movie, and I just thought to myself, this movie can be funny, but oh my god, does the humor just not hit? The issue with the humor that Don't Look Up tries to use is that it's very dry. I can tell it's very British, for a lack of a better term, just because a lot of what they say is just very flat in tone, kind of like my Drivecast right now. But in all seriousness, the issue with the Drivecast, the issue with the movie is that it tries way too hard to be preachy with, the government sucks and they're never gonna actually do anything about the world-ending events. And sure, this came out in a very interesting time, considering that the whole big C word and the big P word happened, and I just realized, out of context, that doesn't sound right. Nobody clipped that out of context, except for me, which I probably will clip that out of context and put it in my Cheesebait's Playground channel, I think. I don't know, man. One of my channels is called Chessbait and Seashot, and the other one's called Cheesebait's Playground, okay? The naming is never consistent with me, mostly because I refuse to name it consistently, because, that's gonna really suck. I'm sorry, I refuse to name it consistently because nobody can ever get my name right. I spell it one way, they pronounce it the other way, every single time, okay? Anyways. Why do you think I go by cheese nowadays? Anyways, so to give you a very brief synopsis, the movie's about an astrophysicist at a university who was doing research on asteroids and comets and such, and they were doing readings on just celestial bodies that are moving across the sky. And a graduate student who already graduated with a bachelor's degree and is now doing research on space objects is doing some calculations and finds out that an asteroid is heading straight to Earth. The teacher, played by who other than Leonardo DiCaprio, does the same calculations and finds out that the student, who was played by, Jennifer Lawrence? Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence. Not J-Lo, but, Jennifer Lawrence. It turns out that she's correct. By the way, I find it funny that I was in, middle school when I almost said J-Lo again. I was in middle school when Jennifer Lawrence was playing a teenager as Katniss Everdeen, and now I see her as a graduate student, and it's not that her age would be terribly off, but it feels so weird to see her as a young, relatively young student around, not my age, but maybe just a few years older. She probably is around that age, to be honest, but someone like that. When I just know her as Katniss Everdeen, man. I can't take her seriously. Meanwhile, I see Leonardo DiCaprio, and I just see Leo DiCaprio. I can't take... Okay, one thing I will say, Leo destroyed that role, and by destroyed it, I mean he absolutely nailed it, killed it. Don't give him an Oscar for the role, but he did absolutely amazingly. I don't know. Look, man, he may not have the he may not have the best taste in, which women he brings along to the Oscars, or sorry, which date he which date he brings to the Oscars. I know everybody's made that joke before. I'm not going to say it again. But I will say that the man's acting chops, you got to give him credit. He does everything brilliantly. Like I mean, personally, I haven't seen too many Leo DiCaprio films, but you gotta admit, just looking at his rap sheet and just overall filmography, there's maybe like 1 or 2 bad films people ever talk about him in. He gives it his all, man, and I can't say any differently for this movie. I didn't realize that, the guy in freaking, Wolf of Wall Street, who was saying F-bombs and... Wait, F-bombs? This is the Cheesebait channel. I can say fuck all I want. But, saying F-bombs and constantly swindling people could also be this really timid and really nervous teacher who, doesn't want the limelight. I didn't realize that Leo was that good at acting. He was able to perform that character as if, that was who he was when he was younger. And I can't believe it, but I just loved his performance, man. Like, he kept it real. He kept it genuine, which is really surprising in a movie full of hyperbole. I mean, the whole movie was meant to be full of hyperbole. Like, let's be real. Why am I forgetting who I almost said Betty fucking White. It's not Betty White. Rest in peace to her, by the way. But, why am I really forgetting the actress who played, Meryl Streep, I think? Yeah, Meryl Streep. I don't know my actresses, okay? They're all before my time. Freaking Sophie's Choice was before my time. But anyways, Meryl Streep. Look, I did not know. I didn't realize that you could make any more of an obvious joke about a president in my life. Like, people joke about Biden all the time being super old and essentially being a decrepit skeleton, which, oddly enough, that's what Prince Philip was before he passed away. Okay, it's not even my joke. I'm stealing someone else's joke about that, okay? I'm not the first person to say it. This is also the Chessbait Drivecast, where we say controversial opinions. It's not even controversial to say that both of them were skeletons. Anyways, we've made jokes about Biden. We've made jokes about Obama all the time. And don't get me started on Trump. That entire era was wild. But, the point is that Meryl Streep absolutely killed it in as the president. I don't even remember what her character's name was. All I know is that she was the fact that she had an affair and it made her more popular or something like that. She's constantly wrapped up in politics because midterms are coming up and she wants to look good in front of the rest of the country. So she's refusing to do anything about the situation unless if it favors her. Like, oh my god, dude! Like if the satire was bad, and the one thing that it does get right is the politics, and the fact that her son is, the defense, okay, that is a light. Should I be worried? Who knows? But, the fact that, her son is the defense security something, I don't know, man. I don't know his actual role, but the fact that he was head of security or given some BS job because of nepotism, it's funny, man. It's funny. Like, let's be real, that kind of stuff happens all the time, and I can't help but laugh at it when it happens. Okay, so now that we'll go to, I swear, I'm slowly turning to shade for a list with the number of movie analysis that I'm doing. I mean, one this is going to be kind of off. I mean, the entire Drivecast is off script, but one thing that just popped in my head is the fact that for season 3, I really did not do as many movie reviews, and I do apologize for that. Which, TV shows and movie reviews were my bread and butter for quite a while. I reviewed Amphibia. I mean, I guess I did review both DuckTales and DuckTales and Amphibia here, but and I don't know what to say about it, man. Like, I didn't really review as many movies because I didn't really have time to watch as many. There's so many things that I want to talk about that I just don't really know where to start because I've been so picky about so many TV shows lately and movies lately as well. I mean, movies not as much because they don't take as much time, which is why I watched Don't Look Up with a bunch of buddies. You know, I thought it was an interesting movie. They thought it was an interesting movie. We all watched it. We enjoyed it as much as we could. But there comes to a certain point where you watch too many, high-class movies, and you start to become a bit of a snob. And because of that, I didn't really find myself enjoying Don't Look Up as much. I understood the message that it's sending, that if there ever was some imminent danger, then we would never actually pay attention to it, and instead we would all screw each other over with lots of conspiracies and I don't know, all the hoopla that goes around, And because of that, I don't know, man. Like, I thought the movie was cool. It was a good message about if some scientific person were to share something, maybe they spent lots of years actually not only studying, but legitimately doing the research themselves, figuring out, oh, this does this, that does that, and, they've probably made mistakes in the past that people are trying to call them out on, but just let researchers do their thing. If someone does something wrong, it's gonna leak out one way or another. Like, I'm just gonna say that. Going back to the whole, Earth being not spherical thing, so that way I don't actually get, struck by the good old monetization bot. What am I kidding? This channel isn't monetized, but, just so I don't get struck by the YouTube bots. If somebody says, if somebody in a high scientific position says something, 99.9999%, probably even more accurate than that, it's probably true. There's a reason why scientists like to say, I don't know. It's because we like to know things, and it's scary if we don't know things. But you have to come to accept the fact that sometimes you don't know the answer, and we're trying to figure it out. That's the whole point of this, the scientific theory. This is literally just another Drivecast I did in the past. It's, if there is some kind of, big discovery that could change the world forever, you have to trust us that, shit takes time. Even though some of the smartest people in the world can be working on it, we're only human, and, we're not a computer that can hyper-analyze everything and come up with an answer in just a day. Like, if that was true, then, we wouldn't exist. Society would just be all ones and zeros. It would just be, as much as I hate to say it, society would just be the metaverse. God, would that be a dystopian place to live. The issue that I'm having right now is that I just thought the characters were a bit I appreciate them trying to do really dry humor with a lot of cringe comedy, but there wasn't enough. I don't think that they lead enough into the cringe. As someone who not thrives on cringe, but learns to appreciate it. The cringe comedy that they try to use in the movie was just subpar. You understand that it's there, but it's not really good enough to where, oh, this is funny, or oh my god, why would you do that? I want to turn this off now. It was just kind of, oh, this is cringe, but it's just kind of sad cringe. What are you supposed to do about it? It's something that you acknowledge but don't really do much about because you don't seem to care as much. One thing that I'll also mention about Don't Look Up is the fact that it's kind of like B-movie, where there's an environmental message that you're trying to spread, but it doesn't get spread in the right way because they're handling too many things at once. I understand, and by handling too many things at once, I mean, there's the whole situation with Jennifer Lawrence's character and, her being constantly bullied on the internet. If someone was her age, I feel like they would be able to... I feel like they'd be able to, properly understand how to deal with hate on the internet. Like, let's be real. If you're in your mid to late 20s, first of all, you are fully in control of your emotions. So there's no reason to why, you shouldn't be able to control your anger. I understand if people are, constantly in your face and not really listening to you. I understand that. But at that age, you're at the age where you should be able to understand that some people are just not going to listen to you. And, you know, if you want to get your word out, you got to at least try to make a certain group of people understand, even if the rest of them don't. I don't know. Like, Jennifer Lawrence killed it in her role. I think she did her character the best that she could. But whoever wrote her character was just... Come on, man. Like, I understand that certain people are going to be immature, and to be real with you, I mean, considering that this is a comedy satire, and she wasn't really meant to be taken seriously, considering that, you know, she's supposed to be the immature one compared to Leo DiCaprio. But I just can't, I don't know, man. I just can't appreciate what I'm being presented, because she just comes out as, I mean, first of all, not only does she come out as whiny, she comes out as pathetic, and if that's the point of the movie, you could have conveyed it better, if I'm being real with you. Like, how do I put this? She looks pathetic, but the movie appears to try to do the exact opposite. You know, she's supposed to be the underdog alongside her teacher, who's supposedly, you know, telling the world that this is not a conspiracy, and, you know, this is something that people really got to worry about. And I think the movie, it just becomes so scattershot that it doesn't really try to focus on that specifically. I understand that, you know, she goes onto certain talk shows, certain news websites, and she becomes a whole internet meme and all that. Haha, she does this one thing, and, you know, that's all people remember her for. Like, I understand that, considering, you know, when it comes to world events, people will hone on one thing and make an absolute meme out of it. Like, that is understandable. But on the other hand, there's a baby stroller on the ground for no reason. No. On the other hand, I just don't have any words, man. It's okay. If you want to watch something like cringier, I just watch The British Office. If I wanted to watch something funnier, there's a lot of... Dude, if I wanted to watch satire that was funnier, I'd just go watch Borat. At least, you know, then I'll get some kind of experience out of all the memes, out of all the quotes, just the overall story being batshit hilarious. At least I'll get something out of that. Movie rating, I mean, I don't know, man. Movie rating, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Like, it's a good movie, but would I watch it again? Not unless you paid me to. Probably not in a good amount of time. Like, if somebody got me, you know, if we were to play like a drinking game or something, and we were watching that, then sure, why not? We can all enjoy ourselves. But if it's not that, I probably wouldn't watch it again. 6 out of 10. Try to enjoy it. Would not really watch again, to be honest. This has been Cheesebait. Thank you for watching this Drivecast about Don't Look Up. Genuinely have no idea when this is going to be coming up, because this is one of the multiple Drivecasts that I'm recording in advance. So, me in the future, probably like 1 year from now, hello. Fuck you for not uploading this sooner, and uploading this about, I don't know, freaking astrology before this. I don't know the order of me uploading things. And to the rest of you guys, I'll see you guys in the next episode of the Chessbait Drivecast, unless if I decided to, I don't know, quit YouTube or something and an actual asteroid hit the Earth. And that's canon. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.